I died in my hardcore forever world. I wish I could say it was while fighting a boss, or even because of a glitch in the game, but no, I died from one small mistake, one tiny lapse of concentration, and all of this, and even this is gone forever. But don't worry, I will be back with another season of Minecraft Hardcore, and in the meantime, enjoy what was supposed to be the next episode of the Hardcore series. Firework rockets are one of the most crucial items for a survival world, and I am running out. So to fix that, I'm going to build the perfect creeper farm that produces all the gunpowder I'll ever need. Now, before we get started on the main build of the video, I do want to do a bit of work on the pathways near the base. At the moment, they aren't very detailed and they look kind of boring, so I want to fix them up a bit. So if I just come in here and grab some shears, I can gather some oak leaves and get to work. Now, I really love how the pathways around the farms turned out, so I want to try and use those as inspiration for the design that I'm making today. And now just a few finishing touches with some bone meal, and I think that should be the pathway done. Oh yeah, those details really brought this to life, and I can't wait to see how it looks in just a few episodes. But yeah, I think I'm going to start doing these little mini projects every episode, since I think it will just help to build up the area and give some life to the base. And as always, I am open to suggestions, so let me know what you think about this idea. Anyways, with that out of the way, we can start working towards the main build for this video. Now, this build is probably one of the biggest things I've ever built in Minecraft, which means I'm gonna need a whole lot of blocks. The first blocks I want to gather are the stone, andesite, tuff, and cobblestone, since these will be the easiest to get. For these blocks, I'll need roughly 2 shulker boxes of each, so I have a lot of material gathering to do. So I think I'll just set up a quick beacon here and get to work. Alright, so I think I've gotten all the stone and andesite that I'll need, and honestly, that didn't take nearly as long as I thought. I guess with Instamine, it doesn't really take that long to gather a few shulker boxes of material. Anyways, with those 2 checked off the list, let's go grab some tuff. And for the tuff, I actually wanted to head back to this cave I found many episodes ago. I never got to exploring it before, but with the elytra, it should be a lot safer. So let's jump in and see what it has to offer. Oh wow, this cave is just incredible. I mean, look at these sun rays beaming in, that just looks so cool. And there is good news, I did spot some tuff deposits. And since this cave does have an opening up top, I can set up a beacon without needing to break any blocks above it. Okay, so I've gathered most of the stone type blocks that I'll need, but I'm gonna take a little break from mining since I'm sure that is getting quite boring. One of the blocks I'm gonna need for this build is sea lanterns, and I'm gonna need a lot of them. Of course, I could just mine them or kill guardians by hand, but since I'm gonna need several hundreds of them, I think making a quick farm will be my best bet. For this though, I do want to first search an ocean monument and take out the elder guardians, which means I'll need to prepare some potions. I'm thinking of getting invisibility, water breathing, and night vision potions, all of which aren't too hard to make. I already have most of the materials, but I will need to get a pufferfish. And I think this looks like as good of a spot as any. You know, I don't actually think I've done any fishing in this world yet, which is kinda crazy considering how long I've played on it for. Ooh, nice. I got it on the 3rd try. That was definitely a lot faster than I was expecting. Alright, so now that we have the pufferfish, we can brew up all the potions. And now I just need to gather a few more resources and we should be all set to head out and look for an ocean monument.